Hi guys. Hello. So, Grievous Angel. Like I said, capo 3rd fret. Yeah. And then we're just going to be using G shape, C shape, D shape. G over F sharp. I'll show you where that comes in. You can use that instead of where they put B minor. So you know G over F sharp. There's G. 4-finger G. 2nd finger comes off. 1st finger goes down to the 2nd fret of the E string. And that's usually leading from a G to an E minor. Now, the style, the picking style, is just what I did then, as I was saying, bass strum. So you know the bass strum, right? You pluck the lowest note of the chord. So this is a G, so the lowest note is the E string. 6-string chord, lowest note on the lowest guitar string. So pluck, down, up. That's it. That's your basis of the style, isn't it? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I really do like this guitar. This is the Yamaha. Lovely tone. Now, so that's the basis of the style. That was with a pick, which I would recommend. I find it easier if you want to do it, obviously, with thumb and fingers. Thumb, down, up. And when I do the down, up, it's up to you. Most people would do thumb, down strum with the fingernails, up strum with the thumbnail, just as though you were doing normal strumming. Down with the fingernails, up with the thumbnail. But this can make it hard. Well, it is hard. You have to work on this accuracy of up strumming with the thumb and then finding the string, the single string that you need to pluck. Now, when you're on a 6-string chord and you're just aiming for that E string, that's pretty easy. But when you get to a C or a D, a 5-string or a 4-string chord, where the lowest note you'll be hitting, the root note of the chord, the bass note, isn't the low E string, but say on C it's the A string, but then I have to get my thumb, I have to be accurate and get it on that A string, so that means I've got to get it between the E and D string. Now after an up strum with the thumb, and being in motion, I can't stop, because I need to keep the flow of the tempo. It can take quite a lot of work on accuracy to get that thumb onto the right string. So if you do want to do that, if you do want to use finger and thumb, do take the time to do this technique slowly and aim that thumb. Because if you do take the time to do it slowly and aim the thumb, then you'll build up the muscle memory or the neural pathways, whatever you want to call it. You'll build up the accuracy. But you can only be accurate if you take it slow. So take it slow, get it right, and then you can speed it up. That's always the case for technique. So that was C, and on D, of course, it's a 4-string chord, and the lowest note of D is the open D string, so I'd be plucking that D string with my thumb. And you know the count is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1 and, so the pluck of the bass note is a whole beat, 1 and then 2 and. That takes up half a bar. 2 beats, 1, because we're in 4/4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that takes up half a bar, and then you do exactly the same thing in the last half of the bar as you did in the first half, because you go pluck, down, up, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, I hope that's okay. I'm going to revert to a pick now. Oh no, just before I revert to a pick, if you didn't like doing thumb, let me do it back on a, no, let me do it on a D. If you didn't like doing thumb, down, up with fingers down and thumb up, and when I say fingers I mean fingernails and thumbnail, I hope that's known. If you didn't like doing that, you could do thumb, down, up. You could go down with the fingernails, and pluck up with just one finger, just a sort of floppy first finger, and just let it brush up on the strings. Now, actually, if you're doing that, maybe just one finger on the way down and one finger on the way up, and I'm using my index finger. You won't get much volume that way, and I don't really like that because this finger coming up, the flesh, you can kind of get it stuck. It can get caught on the strings. Yeah, I don't like that. Some people do that. As you can hear, it's a very light technique. You get much less volume. So I would go for the thumb, fingernails down, thumbnail up, but then you've really got to work on that accuracy. Thumbnail comes up, and then you've got to aim it at the string you want, yeah? And do that slow. And then you can build it up, and then you'll have good technique. It's easier with a pick, although you still have to start slow, because even with the pick, of course, you have to aim. It's easier on the G string, on the G chord, where you just have to get to that low E string. But as soon as I get off a 6-string chord to a 5-string chord, or a 4-string chord, there, I caught the wrong string there. 5-string chord, 4-string chord, I have to aim, yeah? And that only comes with taking it slow and guiding your hand, as with all practice, yeah? Being in control, guiding your hand to where it needs to go. Take it really slow as you need to. Once you get that accuracy, I know this is boring, but once you get that accuracy, slow, you'll be able to speed it up. Yeah. So now let me get to the actual song. The actual song is pretty easy. There's easy chord shapes. The bass drum style is relatively easy. The timing of the song is easy because you're either spending a bar or 2 bars on a chord, or half a bar on a chord, yeah? So no tricky changing on an upbeat, the and of 2, or anything like that. Everything is simple and on the beat, yeah? Which is very, very much like country music. So let's see, I'm in shop now, because I'm now going to have a look at the tab which I've sent you. And I can't really remember the melody, but won't you scratch my itch, sweet Annie Rich? Okay, so that was won't you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the first line, right? So if I play that whole first verse, well, maybe break it down, but here we go. So won't you scratch my itch, sweet Annie Rich, and welcome me back to town. Come out on your porch, on the step into your parlor, and show you how it all went down. I went with the truckers and the kickers and the cowboys and the angels. Good saloon in every single town. So hopefully you can count how many bars I spent on each chord there, yeah? If you think this movement is 2 beats, yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult to work out, but let me just tell you anyway. And then I'll go back to a point of technique, which is the alternating. You might have seen that I was doing that sometimes. Instead of just, let me go back to the video, instead of just staying on one bass note, I do the alternating bass strum. So I'm alternating the bass strings. E string, D string, E string, D string. So that's on my G. Then I go to the C, A string, D string. And when I'm on that C, anytime I want, or any chord, but it's just came to me when I was on the C because it happens so typically that people go, but very typically just keeping the chord shape, and then there, that's my A string, D string, and then maybe next time A string, when I go to the D string, I hit it at exactly the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when I hit it, pluck it, I've lifted my finger off the string and I do a hammer on. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And did you see that? 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let me just take you through that first section. And of course you can do that on any chord, yeah? And on any string. It's just, does it sound good? If I do the hammer on, I don't think that sounds particularly nice on that. It doesn't sound particularly bad, but I don't think it sounds particularly good. And also, usually, you want that root note of the chord to really be stable. You want that to be heard first, yeah? So hammering onto it isn't usually such a good idea. If I was on a G chord, I might go E string, D string, E string, A string, and hammer onto the A string. Yeah, it's part of the chord shape. I just lift the finger, first finger on second fret of A string, lift it, pluck the open A string, and hammer onto it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you can put these anywhere. Rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do it all the time. You know, that's an artistic choice for you. So now, and on the D, you could try doing it with the first finger on the G string. Doesn't sound too good on the B string. So it's really using your ears and seeing what you like. Using your ears and seeing what you like and hearing what you like. Okay, let me go back to the chord sheet. So, once you scratch my itch, sweet Annie rich. So that was 1 bar on G, 1, 2, 3, 4, half a bar on C, and then half a bar on G. Then you're on to the second line, and welcome me to town. That second line, you've got half a bar of G, welcome me, half a bar of D, and then a bar of G. Then the third line, I can't remember how he scans it. Come out on your porch, or I'll step into your parlour. Again, just like the first line, a bar of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's simple stuff. Half a bar of C, half a bar of G. I'm on the porch and I'll step into your parlour and I'll show you us all went down. And I'll 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth line where you go to A. Show you what all went down. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar on A, bar on D. If you want to on that A, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could do an A7 instead. It's up to you. A7. I've just lifted. Well, I do A like this, but basically instead of second fret G string, open G string. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth line. Out with an out. What's the note? Out. It's G, but he sings it up there. Out with the truckers and the kickers, the cowboy angels. Now that's 1 bar on G, 1 bar on G7, 2 bars on C, and a good saloon in every single. 2 bars and the final line of that, and a good saloon in every single town. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bars on G. 1, 2, 3. 2 bars on C again. Every single town. And let's do that second section. Oh, and I remember something you once told me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 on C. 1, 2, 3, 4 on D. I remember something you once. I remember. Yeah, it must be that. I remember something you once told me. And I think it's 2 bars in G. I can't remember. Whoops. let's say it is. If I get this wrong, see if I have got it wrong. I can't remember the song, and I don't want to go back to the video right now. Why? Because I've got to go and cook. I'm sorry. Right. I remember something you once told me, and I'll be damned if it didn't turn out true. So there again, so those two lines, 1 bar on C, 1 bar on C, 1 bar on D, 2 bars on G, 20,000 roads I went down, down, down. Now this part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 bar on C, 1 bar on D, 20,000 roads I went down. 2 beats on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of that B minor, do the G over F sharp. Why do I say that? Because I saw Emmylou Harris do it live. Down, down, down. 2, 3. Get to the E minor, a bar, down, 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 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you wanted to spice it up, instead of that G over F sharp, and instead of their B minor, which is totally wrong, not totally wrong, it is a B, you could do a B7, down, 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 which is called putting in a secondary dominant. 1, down, down. So if you like that sound, down, 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 you could do that. But it's easier, I guess, in terms of technicality to down, down, and they lead me, and then they all lead me straight back home to you. So, and then that final line of that section, and they all lead me 1 bar on C, straight back home to 1 bar on D to you, and I guess 2 bars on G. Then you have an unavoidable B minor, because I headed west to grow up with the country, headed west to grow up with the country. So I guess you got a bar and B minor. You can either do it as a bar, or you can do that thing that I said of fretting the 4 notes you need. I mean, the second fret, basically the difference is if you do a bar, your first finger is barring the 5 strings, and then fingers 2, 3, and 4, you know where they are, right, for B minor. 3rd fret B string, 4th fret D and G string, and of course I'm talking in relation to the capo, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can either bar with the first finger, or if you don't mind having that open E, which makes it a B minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, B minor add 4, B minor add 11, it makes it that. Do you like the sound of it? I quite do. If you do, look, my finger is like this, which I'm just fretting that A string. I'm not doing the whole bar. So to me, that makes it easier, yeah? So I've got these 4 notes, and then the open top E string. Now, let me see if I can remember the timing of this. Not a song I'm familiar with, but this is, like I said, easy stuff. I think the nice stuff about country music, is the arrangements, really, for me. That lead guitar stuff, which I'll get into in the next video, that's where the interest comes in for me. So, because I headed to the west coast, up the country, across those prairies with the waves of grain, and I saw my devil, I saw my deep blue sea, and I thought about a calico bonnet, and I thought about a calico bonnet from China to, oh yeah, and that bit. Okay, I remember it now. But so basically, I hope you got that. We had 1 bar of B minor, half a bar of C, half a bar of D, probably 2 bars of G, either 1 or 2 bars. You'll be able to work it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 on E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 on D, 2 on G. That was across the prairies with the waves of grain. Then, and I saw my devil and I saw my deep blue sea. Same timing as that first line. 1 bar of B minor, half a bar of C, half a bar of D, probably 2 bars of G. And final line, and I thought about a calico bonnet from Cheo to Tennessee. Man, I think that's the timing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. From Cheyenne to Tennessee, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, G. And probably 2 bars on G, because then after that, those are the 3 sections of the song we did have section A, section B, section C. As far as I know, yeah, they just repeat. That's it. That's the whole of the song. You've just got 3 sections and they just keep repeating. That's what you said, isn't it, Richard? And it's true. Okay. So I hope that's okay. Oh gosh, 20 minutes. That's a big one. I've got to go. I hope that's all right. Like I said, I'll do a bit of... how does the first thing start? I get into stuff now. There, what I'm doing is I'm emulating the slide guitar bits. Yeah, obviously it's not going to sound like a slide guitar because it's not, but we can learn a lot from emulating them. A fluidity of style, which is really nice. I really do like that about country guitar. The way it seems like liquid, it seems like water, those slide guitar lines. And we can introduce that into our playing on, fretted instrument with just, they're fretted, but you know what I mean? We're not playing with the slide. So you don't have that sort of fluidity, but you can emulate it and it really makes for nicer. You can play very simple things. And you get a sort of flow to it, which is very musical. Okay, hope that's all right. Better go. Bye.